On the second half of our cruise to Norway, we visit 4 ports and experience even more of the incredible beauty of this country. Our ship crossed the Arctic Circle as we made our way to the next port, Honningsvåg.
Oh, it's beautiful!
This is one of the northernmost cities in the world and has a population of about 2,500 people.
Know you're in a fishing town when you see crab pots!
Located well north of the tree line, the landscape here is barren but uniquely beautiful.
We are standing at Nordkapp, or North Cape, which is the northernmost point on the continent of Europe. And it is cold. It's the day after the summer solstice, so it does not feel like it. It's probably in the 40s, high 40s right now. Tons of people, but it's a super spectacular place. These cliffs are just amazing.
Well, they weren't kidding when they said that this place is windy. They tell you to be sure to hold on to your hat. Say if you want a hat, hold out your hand and one will probably appear. And that seems pretty likely. This is such a cool place. We're only a little over 1,000 miles from the North Pole that way. Well, they said the weather here could change quickly, and pretty much everywhere you go they say that. But here, they mean it.
That's pretty drastic. We went downstairs and watched the movie, and when we came back up, total whiteout. The fog is completely rolled in. You cannot see the globe. You can barely see the cliffs. I mean, visibility is almost nothing, so.
We were really blessed that we got to see this at all. They actually said the last 2 days that it was like this all the time,
but
so.
The wind's still blowing. That hasn't changed. As usual, it's time to get back on the bus.
Yeah, it's fast.
What a day.
What a day, what a day. No matter what mode of transportation you use, stuff happens.
Things break.
Things break. So we were getting back on our bus.
After rushing through the visitor center and rushing through lunch.
Everything. And then we learned that our bus is kaput. Yeah, we got another hour and 20 minutes or so here than we had originally planned for. So we're just going to hang around in the fog, I guess.
Enjoy the view.
And enjoy the water vapor in the air.
We are finally gonna get to do a hike. So excited. This is the town of Honningsvåg. We just finished our tour at North Cape, and we had about 2.5 hours till we have to be back on the ship. So Will's parents took Kaylee back to the room, and Will and I are doing a trail called Nordkapptrappa, and it's 1,000 stone steps that were laid up to the north side of this mountain, and they actually hired Sherpas from Nepal to come and lay these stones. It's gonna be quite the climb, but the weather's gorgeous, and we're just excited to get outside and breathe some fresh air.
And to get away from the crowds.
Yes, get away from all the masses of people that are in town.
We haven't done any significant hikes since we were down in the Southwest, and that was back in January. And now it's late June. We are feeling the impact of all this elevation. this really is a place where you can imagine trolls just popping out of the ground. Such a place of extremes and ruggedness. Wow.
I've put on the brakes so much that my legs, when I put my weight onto the front, look how they're shaking.
It looks like you're freezing to death.
I'm not freezing, I'm quite warm. But my muscles are just shaking like crazy. It was still worth it. Not for people like me, no worries. And my legs are still shaking.
Good morning, and we had an interesting night last night. We went through some really rough waters, and about midnight we were rocking and rolling. But we mostly slept through it, and now we're at Trondheim. There are some nice historic things to be able to see here in town, but we're really looking forward to a living history museum.
Trondheim is the third largest city in Norway and is over 1,000 years old. These colorful buildings were part of the city's wharf, and many of them were built in the 1700s. Originally used as storage buildings, they are now some of the most desirable private homes in the city. The city's main attraction is Nidaros Cathedral, which took over 200 years to build and was completed around the year 1300. It's the northernmost medieval cathedral in the world and showcases some of the most vibrant stained glass windows we've ever seen.
That was amazing! What a gorgeous cathedral. The lighting was just spectacular. All the color of the stained glass windows.
A short city bus ride away is the Trondheim Folk Museum, one of the largest cultural museums in Norway. Many of the historical buildings feature grass roofs, which have become a very distinctive part of Norwegian architecture. They provide excellent insulation, especially during the long winters, and are very durable, sometimes lasting for centuries. The museum is named after Sverresborg, a fortress built over 800 years ago and whose ruins can still be seen today. Of course, Kaylee had the most fun getting to know the adorable animals.
This is how to see Norway. We docked at Alesund this morning. We walked a half a mile to the Avis car rental. We rented our own vehicle, and we've driven about an hour and a half towards the Trolls Highway. And look at this. We can just explore at our own pace, and the weather is made to order.
We first stopped at a scenic gorge where the rushing river churns its way through several waterfalls. Our drive took us through Reinheimen National Park, one of the largest in Norway. The park features several dramatic mountains over 6,000 feet high, deep glacial valleys, and countless waterfalls and lakes.
This is absolutely one of the most spectacular places we have ever visited. The shapes of these mountains are just like nothing we've ever seen. The roads through here are just incredible as they wind their way up through the mountains.
Our main reason for renting a car was to drive the famous Trolls Highway, one of Norway's most popular destinations. Unfortunately, a rock slide the week before caused officials to close the road for the rest of the summer. The highway features 11 hairpin turns and climbs almost 2,800 feet from the valley below. Although we didn't actually drive the road, it was still amazing to see it from the lookout.
This is a beautiful place here. There is waterfalls everywhere. And the waterfalls, to me personally, it's the best part. It's just so pretty. Let me show you. Over there, there's like a little village. And imagine waking up to a view of just so many beautiful things.
Shout of praise. Oh, there's only one name. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout. Oh, together we sing. We lift up a shout. We lift up a shout of praise.
During our cruise, Will's dad celebrated his 75th birthday, and we were thankful to be together on this special trip. On our last day in Norway, we docked in the small town of Olden and began our day with a boat ride on Lovatnet. The low-hanging clouds across the mountains and waterfalls made for an enchanting ride across the lake. Many glaciers from the surrounding mountains feed into the lake, giving it that incredible turquoise color. At the end of the lake, we took a short bus ride into a valley that completely took our breath away.
have ever smiled so much in my life. My cheeks literally hurt from smiling. This is, I can't pronounce the name of the national park, and it's unlike any place we have ever been. We have failed to come up with words to describe what this place is like.
I don't think there are adjectives in the English language that can adequately describe the beauty, the majesty, how grandiose this place is. It's so rugged. You lose count of waterfalls. They don't even name these waterfalls because there are so many of them everywhere.
And it's everything is in 360. I mean, you think you're staring at something beautiful and you turn around and behind you is just as gorgeous, and then when you turn back you see something to the side and you just, like, my neck hurts from looking up.
It was really cloudy and foggy this morning, which actually was very beautiful to see, but now the sky is clearing up, the sun's coming out, and I've lost count of how many times Angela has cried.
It literally
She's been weepy.
Brings me to tears how beautiful this place is. And I hope that we've been able to capture that just a little bit. It's hard. It's hard because you can't capture the smell, you can't capture the sound, you can't capture the feeling of the mist and the wind blowing in your hair. And you know, Kaylee just, I found another troll. She just, everywhere there are moss-covered rocks, she sees trolls, and it's just, it is otherworldly. And I want to come back here one day and really do this place justice.
Yeah, we feel like we've only scratched the surface of Norway, and we want to come back and dig much deeper.
Prayers that we get to come back one day.
Before returning to the boat, we sampled some delicious Norwegian waffles with strawberry jam. Now that the clouds had lifted, the views across the lake were even more stunning. Our final adventure took us to the top of Mount Hoven via the Loen Skylift. It's one of the steepest cable cars in the world and travels from sea level to over 3,000 feet in just 5 minutes. Seeing the panoramic views of the valleys, fjords, glaciers, and lakes made us feel like we were on top of the world. We left a piece of our hearts behind as we said goodbye to Norway. Although it was difficult for us to leave, we're so grateful that we got to experience this breathtaking place. Join us down the road as we escape the heat of the summer to search for orcas and spend time with good friends. And until next time, enjoy your journey.